Hey everyone, it's Cailin and this is Movement with Cailin. Thanks so much for joining me here today for a Pilates stretch and mobility class. So this is a great workout if you have had workouts all this week and are looking for just a recovery day, maybe if you're extra tight after another workout that you're doing. Either way, it is really, really important to stretch throughout your week. Adding it to your routine, it's really going to help you improve better overall for any sort of training or workouts that you're doing to make sure your muscles aren't getting too stiff and too tight. Always important to stretch. So I'm glad you're here with me today. So we're going to start first on our back. So all you need is your mat today. Go ahead and lay yourself down. And once you're there, you're going to go ahead and bring your arms to your sides. Feet are flat, knees are bent, shoulders are open. And just take a deep breath just to settle yourself here onto your mat. And let's take another deep breath in. And then on your exhale, you're going to move into pelvic rocking. So you're going to start to flatten your low back into the mat as you just tip your tailbone ever so slightly off the mat. And then inhale either to neutral, or you can go a little farther into a little bit of an arched spine. And then keep that moving. Exhaling into that flat back and that little tailbone lift. Inhale either to neutral or a little bit of arch in your spine. So just starting to loosen up your lower back. The lower back is the place that tends to get really tight for a lot of people. This is just a nice, easy motion to loosen up those muscles there. A lot of times we compensate and use our lower back when we are weak in our core. So that's why doing core strength and stability work is always important, because it will really help stabilize you so you're not overusing your back. Good, let's do one more forward and back. Good. And then just let your pelvis come to a neutral position. Let's go ahead and bring the knees in and bring the hands on top of the knees. And we're going to do some circles with the hips, but I want the legs to move in opposite directions. So you're going to open the knees apart, and then you're going to draw the legs down and then bring them together. So the hands can stay on the knees the whole time. So it's not a huge range of motion, but we're just starting to loosen up those hips and the hip sockets. Hips, as you may know, get really, really tight as well. So I always want to make sure we're stretching those hips. Let's do one more in this direction. And then go ahead and reverse it. Good. Just a nice, long, slow, easy breath throughout this class. Good. All right, now I want you to take your right knee, pull it into your chest, send your left leg to the floor. So that leg's gonna be nice and straight. We're gonna pull that leg into the chest even more, that right leg, and then we're gonna take that left hand on the outside of that right knee, twist that right knee across the body, send your right arm out to the right, and you can look over that right shoulder. So try to keep your shoulder down on the mat, but you can twist your ribs. Your ribs can come off the mat, and you're twisting through that lower spine, that lower body here. Should be a good low back stretch, a little glute stretch as well. Take one more breath here. Good, come back into center. Let's go ahead and extend your right leg to the floor. Bring the left leg into your chest now. Give it a nice squeeze. And then take that right hand to the outside of that left knee, cross it over, and then look over that left shoulder. Again, left shoulder blade stays down. Trying to relax into these stretches. So with each exhale, see if you can release just a little bit further. One more breath here, inhale. And exhale, release. Good, let's go ahead and bring it back into center. Bend both knees, placing your feet on the floor. And then you're gonna bring your right leg in, bring your hands behind your right thigh, and then send that right leg up to the ceiling and start to point and flex that ankle. So if this is hard here to even grab on behind your leg, you may need to prop your head up with a pillow that will bring your upper body a little bit closer to your leg. If it's hard to get in this position, it will also be hard if your hamstrings are really tight. So this also starts to kind of stretch out those hamstrings here, which we'll do more in class today. And then start to circle out that ankle, moving it in one direction first. Start to feel that calf stretching as well. And then go ahead and reverse those circles. Maybe you get a crack just like I did. Good. And then go ahead and release your hands, bend the knee, place it down, switch to the other side. Left leg pulls in, hands behind the thigh, extend that leg up, and then we point and flex. I know sometimes it's hard to take the time and you don't think you have a lot of time in your day to do these stretches, but like I said, so important. Even if it's 5 minutes in a focused area of your body, if you can take more time like today, even better. But whatever you can do is really helpful. Go ahead and start those ankle circles now. Feel all kinds of muscles here when you start doing these. And then reverse it. Good. Last one. Good. And then take your hands off, bend your knee, place your feet on the floor. All right, go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. We're going to roll up to a seated position. We're going to extend those legs forward for a forward fold. So up and seated. Let's go ahead and sit up nice and tall here. Extending your legs, starting to flex through those ankles and lifting through your spine. Go ahead and extend your arms up to the ceiling and then start to hinge forward at the hips until you can't go any farther. And then you bring your hands down, whether that's to your feet, to your calves, wherever feels comfortable. Or you can let the upper body release forward, but feel that stretch in the hamstrings and the calves. Maybe even your lower back. I'm feeling that here for sure in this rounded position. Good. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, see if you can release it even more. Good. One more deep breath in. And exhale, release. Good. Sit back up nice and tall. We're going to take that right leg. We're going to bend it in. Bring it across your left foot on the floor, knee bent. Sit up tall here. You can bring your hands onto that right shin. Now we're going to go ahead and take a twist. So we're going to take this left hand, wrap it around the right knee, and then start to twist over that right shoulder. You feel some nice work here in the back. Try to draw your shoulders down. Grow tall through the spine. One more here. Inhale. Exhale, see if you can go just a little bit further. Good. Bring it through center. This time wrap your right arm around that knee and just do a counter twist before we switch to the other side. All right, let's go ahead and switch those legs. Right leg extends, shake them out. Left leg bends, bring it across. Good. Sit up nice and tall. This time we'll take that right arm, wrap it around the left leg, that knee. Good. Twist, look over that left shoulder. Good. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, see if you can twist a little bit further. Again, inhale, grow tall. Exhale, twist. Good. Let's go ahead and come to the other side. So left arm now wraps around that right knee. And then we twist for that counter stretch over that other shoulder. Good. Bringing it back to center. All right, let's come into all fours. So hands and knees. We're going to roll through a little cat and cow. And then get a nice hip flexor stretch and more of a hamstring stretch as well. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Let's just start to inhale as we drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale to round. Good. Inhale. Exhale, round. Good. Inhale through center, extending your spine. Exhale, tuck that tailbone under, lift the belly, round the back. Good. 2 more just like that. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Good. Exhale. All right, now come all the way up onto your knees. And we're going to do a little lunge stretch here. So let's go ahead and send that right leg forward first. And with this lunge stretch, the legs are in parallel position. Your low back is long and the tailbone is tucked under here. So we're engaging the glute of that left leg. Now with that, keep your spine tall. Start to come forward just a little bit. Right, so we don't want to come so forward that we start to dump the hips down too much. Then we're kind of hanging out into the joint. So I really want you to lift and pull everything up. Try to keep that as you hinge forward. Good, hands onto that right thigh. Good, hold here, deep breath in. Exhale, release. Good, for that hamstring stretch now, you're going to start to take your hips back, flex through your right ankle. Take your fingers to the floor and then start to fold over that right leg. So you should feel this in the back of that right leg, your hamstring, maybe your calf. Try to just release and relax that upper body. Give me one more breath here. Good. Come all the way up to that lunge position. Hands on the hips, and then start to take your right leg, pull it back next to your left, and we're going to go ahead and switch to the other side. So left leg forward. Again, find that lift here in your center and your core. Lengthen that lower back. Good. Start to bring your upper body forward, lifting up through your center. Good. Take a couple of breaths here. You should really feel this in that hip flexor and that quad of that right side. And it's a spot that gets really tight, especially if we're sitting a lot. All right, so now we're going to move into that hamstring stretch. So you'll start to straighten that left leg, your hips come back, and you take your fingers to the floor. And then we fold over that left leg. Good, hinging at the waist or at the hips here. I feel what side is tighter. Good, bring yourself back to that forward lunge position. Good, and then send this left leg back next to your right. Awesome. All right, so now I want you to go ahead and face forward, still on your knees. We're gonna find a little side bend with some nice mobility for the upper body. So I'm gonna send my left arm to the floor. You can send your right arm if you wanna kind of, as you're mirroring, do what I'm doing. And you're gonna take your opposite leg and send it away from the body. So this leg's gonna stay down. So this bottom leg is finding that stability here. You're gonna press the hips forward, engage your glutes, pull up your core. Take this top arm, reach it overhead. So here we are in a beautiful side bend, stretching all along that top side of your body. Now we're going to start to move the upper body here. So I want you to take this top arm. You're going to round the spine forward just a little bit to bring that top arm towards the floor. It won't touch. And then start to send that arm along your side body and then back behind you a little bit and then back up overhead. And continue this circular motion. So you're just making a nice circular motion with that arm. Getting some nice shoulder mobility. Good, hold here. We're gonna reverse those circles. So bring the arm back behind you first, open it up, down by your side. Good, around a little bit towards the floor and then open it back up. Good, do a couple more in this direction. Should feel so good. Last one. Good, and open. Very nice, good. Go ahead and come all the way up, back onto your knees. And now we're gonna switch it all over to the other side. So again, if you're mirroring me, your left hand will be on the mat. Good, press your glutes forward, especially that bottom glute. Really engage. Shoulder is right over that wrist. All right, start to send that top arm up overhead. Maybe lifting those ribs a little higher towards the sky. Feel that beautiful stretch. Okay, now we're going to start to send the upper body and that arm towards the floor. And then we start to bring it by your side, open it up, and then back forward. Good, round forward. Good, bring it back. And open, very nice, round it forward. Good, back and open. Good, hold here, we're gonna reverse it. So bring it back behind you, stretch it open, down, round forward, and over. So everyone's mobility is gonna be a little bit different here. So just work with where you're at. Wherever you're at, I'm sure you're getting a really good stretch. Last one. Bring it up overhead, hold it here, and then bring it all the way back up. All right, so let's come onto our bellies. We're gonna get a little quad stretch. So coming down, hands down first, maybe walk the legs back a little, and then lower yourself all the way to the mat. Let's start first. We can bring our right hand to the mat, bring your elbow or your cheek onto that hand, and your legs are extended behind you. You're going to go ahead and start to grab your left foot into your hand. So once you're there, bring your knees together. So your left leg is bent. You're going to start to press your hips down into the mat, pull your belly up, and then start to extend your foot into your, press your foot into your hand. Okay, so, and try not to shift the hips or the pelvis. So try to keep everything down straight towards the floor. You're just going to hold here. You should really feel that quad stretch. So you're getting foot into hand and then hand pressing down into the foot. So you're getting some nice kind of isometric contraction for that stretch. Good, one more breath. And then go ahead and lower that leg down. We're going to switch right to the other side. So right foot is going to come up. Grab that right foot with your right hand, knees together, press the hips down, and then press the foot into the hand as you pull the hand in and try to press your foot down towards your glutes. So again, that isometric contraction, core is engaged. Good, one more breath. Good, now you have two options now. I'm gonna do a double leg stretch. Same that we just did, but with both feet in my hands. If that is not doable for you, go back to that single leg because we're gonna go into this twice. So you can start with that left leg in your hand again. If you'd like to try both legs, go ahead and bend both knees in, grab onto both feet. Good, and then try to keep your legs in a parallel position. And then you're gonna start to lift the upper body up at the same time that you lift your quads up off the mat. So we're in this sort of arched position in our spine, getting a nice stretch, not only in the front of the quads, but also in the shoulders and the chest. Take one more deep breath here. And then lower it all the way down. Bring your hands under your forehead. Windshield wiper those knees. We're going to have a chance to do that one more time. If you did that single leg, this would be when you would switch to the other side. So go ahead and walk those knees back towards each other. Grab onto those feet. When you're ready, start to pull that belly in and then lift up. Roll your shoulders down and back. Good. Press your feet into your hands as you at the same time try to pull the legs down towards you with those arms. Good. One more breath. Good. And lower it all the way down. Hands under the forehead. Again, windshield wiper those knees here side to side. Very nice. Go ahead and press hands into the floor. Come back into a child's pose. Bring those knees nice and wide. Send the arms forward. Breathe into that lower back. With each exhale, see if you can sink your hips lower and release. Release tension in that upper body. Now walk your hands over to the left side of your mat. Stack your right hand on top of your left. Continue to pull that right hip back and feel that stretch along that side. You should feel it kind of in the side arm there, kind of right by the armpit. Good. Walk your hands through center over to the other side. Left hand now comes on top of the right. Good. Bring it back to center and then start to stack your spine on top of your heels as you come all the way up to seated. All right, let's go ahead and face forward on your knees. If this is not comfortable, come to whatever comfortable seat works for you. We're just going to get a little shoulder stretch here first and triceps. So go ahead and take your left arm, bring it out to the side. Start to bring it across the body. Then you grab onto that upper arm with your other arm and really kind of pull it across. And as you're doing that, keep sending the shoulder blade down and try not to twist the upper body. All we're doing is trying to find this stretch through this long arm here. Good, one more breath here. Good, bring it by the ear up towards the ceiling, bend the elbow, and then pull just ever so gently on that arm to give yourself that stretch in that tricep, and add a little side bend here as well. Good, come up through center, arms come down by your sides. Let's go ahead and switch. So right arm will come out to the side, bring it across. Go ahead and grab on with that other arm. Send that shoulder down the spine. Good, one more breath. Good, send that straight arm up to the ceiling, bend the elbow, grab on behind that arm for that tricep stretch, then maybe a little side bend over, or you can just keep it up tall to focus just on that tricep too. Good, bring it back up, arms lift, and then arms come down by your sides. Go ahead and come into a butterfly stretch. So seated, knees are going to be wide, feet are going to be together. This is a great inner thigh stretch, nice hip stretch as well. So grabbing onto the feet, you go ahead and sit up nice and tall, shoulders down. Trying to get those knees down towards the floor. Like me, they won't get there, but you can feel that stretch. Or you may not get there, some of you might. And with that long spine, start to hinge forward. Feeling more of that stretch in your inner thighs, into your hips. Relax through your shoulders, maybe around the spine. Let your head release. Good. And then stack the spine all the way up. This time I want you to come into a cross-legged position or onto your knees if that's more comfortable. Sit up nice and tall. I want you to drop your left ear towards the left shoulder. Feel that right shoulder drawing down your back. Feel that stretch along that right side. Good. Hold that head to that side. Drop your chin lower towards the chest without rounding the spine. But feel a deeper stretch in the back part of that neck on that right side. Good. Lift your head up through center. Good. Shake out your shoulders here a little bit. And let's go ahead and switch to the other side. So now right ear towards right shoulder dropping down your back. Good. Drop the chin closer towards that chest. Still tip to that right side. Good. Go ahead and bring the head up. Bring it into center. Take a deep breath in. Go ahead and send your arms back behind you. Clasp through your fingers. And then go ahead and open that chest. Look up towards the ceiling. Good. Lift those hands away from your back as you lift them up. Good. And then release the arms down by your sides. And you guys are all set. Thank you guys so much. I hope you feel good today. That felt so nice. Again, so awesome that you joined me here today. So proud of you guys for taking this time to get some stretch, some mobility, and some flexibility. So if you want to try another one of my flexibility workouts, I'm going to link one here, whether it's to try now or another time. And also I'm going to link one of our full body Pilates workouts here as well. So if you want to check out more of a traditional Pilates mat class. So thank you guys again. Please let me know what you thought in the comments below and give this a thumbs up if you liked it. Take care, have a great day, and I'll see you soon.